I'm concerned. Well, I'm not concerned because I really don't care. But just for conversation reasons, I'm concerned that most people are not going to make it. When I say I am concerned, I'm just saying that. I'm really not concerned. Do you understand that? And the reason is because this road that you have to travel is a difficult road to travel. It is not easy. And the further you go down the road, especially since you have to travel alone, you can't take anyone with you. In traveling this path, you can't even want for someone else to travel it. You can't even want for somebody else to work on themselves. You can't want for anything, right? And so this road that you have to travel, and it's major. It's not an easy road for most people to stay on. Some people, they hear the good news that you gotta forgive your mama, forgive your daddy, forgive, and they'll say, oh, okay, I'll do that. I'm scared, but I'll do it. And then they'll get on it, and then after a while, they become distracted either by other people who don't like the road, or they may run into a woman, or the woman might run into a man, and they feel satisfied again, and they get off the path. They feel happy now. And then there are some who get on the path, and they learn it intellectually. They can quote everything I say or whatever the truth that they hear, and they quote it, but in reality, they don't really get better. When they're alone, they're lonely again, they're afraid again, they're sad again, they whatever. And so they'll get off the path. But then there are those who get on it and they're really, really, really ready for the truth. It doesn't matter what it takes, they have a made up mind. Because with the truth, you only get a little bit at a time. It's not like the truth overwhelms you, like, bow, you're free, right? And you get a little bit and you get on the path, and because you have gotten a little bit of truth and you can see a little light in your life, you'll just stay on it no matter what. And those are the people that are going to make it. Most people, if you have to reach out to someone and go along with you, you're not going to make it. If you have to reach out for something, you're not going to make it. If you are not really ready to stay conscious, you're not going to make it. Most people are not going to make it. I know so many people I've counseled with and met who have gotten on this path and something took them off. And then they say, oh, this is too hard. How long is this going to last? This is too painful. And they don't want the pain. They want instant gratification. It's not going to happen like that. It could happen like that if we weren't so deep in hell. But most people, we all so deep in hell that it's not going to work that way for most people. Isn't that amazing? It's not going to work. And especially knowing that the intellect can get in the way and the devil tell you, oh, you know the truth. You heard the truth. You got it. You can quote it. Now go out and quote it to everybody. And you go out all puffed up and you quote the truth. Stop hating your mama. Stop hating your daddy. Do the silent prayer. And then you go home at night and you're lonely. Or you go home at night and you get drunk. Or you smoke pot because you don't have it. It just feels good. It's like the Bible. You learn the Bible, you become a Bible thumper. Now you have a ministry on the sidewalk outside, downtown, where all the crowd can come by and you yell at them, you need to be saved. And it feels good to yell at people, oh, you need to be saved. Jesus is Lord. You need to be born again. Come and get saved. That's what you do with this truth too. You learn it, and now you think you're a teacher. And then you go and teach it to somebody, and they're like, oh, that's good, that's interesting. And you feel so good, and then you go home and cry. Oh, you go home and beat your wife up. Or your husband, you beat your husband. Nowadays, your husband gets beat up. Or your children. And then you wonder, well, I don't really have it. But it just felt good to tell somebody about it. They felt good, so you felt good. Most people are not going to make it. Isn't that amazing? Now, anyone that wants it can make it, but you really gotta have a made up mind. You gotta have a really made up mind. You can't take your wife, your children. You gotta leave your kids behind, and you think your kids are that important. You can't take your dog. Poor Hassan. You know he ain't going if he can't take the dog. But you gotta. But if you really sincere and you want it, you can have it. Anyone that opened themselves up to the truth can have the truth. You can have it. It's not enough to just say it. Oh, I'm not my body. Oh, okay. You got to see it. You really have to see it. You have to see. I was having lunch with a good friend the other day, and on my way over to go to the luncheon, I see these people running around, playing in the park, families everywhere. And then I get to the location, and I see these people, they look all happy. And I realize, wow, I'm looking at these people, but I don't see them. Like I'm looking at your body, but I don't see you. Well, now I can see a little bit. But that's what made me think about that. We don't really see one another because we don't see ourselves. When you see yourself, you're going to see others. And you would never judge. You would never be angry. You would never have a personal opinion, not even a thought about those people, because you'll be able to see yourself. We're not our body. We're not our body. We're not our thoughts. We're not our thoughts. Even God said, your thoughts, paraphrasing, your thoughts are not my thoughts. My thoughts are not your thoughts at all. Not one of your thoughts is of God. The one that makes you cry out to Jesus, Lord, save me. That's not God. That thought to cry out to Jesus was from hell. Your thoughts, your ways, nothing belong to him at all. And you're not going to see that until you're ready to die. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. None of your emotions are real or of you. In God, there is no more crying. You don't cry when you're with the Father. There's nothing to cry about. You don't get angry. There's no sadness. There's no loneliness. Can you imagine living life like that on earth? No sadness, no loneliness, no more tears, nothing. They're not of God. You're not your tears. You're not your sadness. You're not your suicidal thoughts. You're not your past. Whatever you've done in the past is not you. You're not your experiences in life, zero. You're none of that. But if you ask people, who are you? I am, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a this, I'm a mother. Women take pride in saying they're a mother. Oh, okay, you're a mother. Why your kids hate you? And they say so much pride in saying that they're a mother. You're none of those things.